Hello all my crafty friends, it's Amanda from Crafty Foot, and today I am showing you guys a layout share. This is a picture of Brandon and Stella when we went down to the beach. I don't know if this was her first time going to the beach, but it was a couple years ago, so I wanted to scrapbook it. And I was on Facebook and I saw somebody had posted a picture of a layout that involved these really cool like strips of pieces of paper, and she just like fussy cut the ends of them and kind of frayed them, and I thought it was so cool. So I knew as soon as I saw the piece of paper, as soon as I saw that layout, I knew what paper I wanted to use, and it was with the collection that I have been working with, which is the Sunny Days collection by Maggie Holmes. And I just basically cut these strips into 5 inches, and then I think they're about maybe like 1.5 inches, and just frayed the bottom of them. And you'll see I'll start to kind of start from the bottom and go up in no rhyme or reason. I just kind of am doing a pink and then like a green or blue and then a pink, and just kind of playing around. I do notice that they are kind of a little crooked after looking at the layout, but I'm fine with that. It's okay. I'm just gonna go with it. So I went ahead and I put that strip on, and then I go and I do the other side, and I decide that I am not gonna do the same color going straight across. I'm gonna mix it up, and so I just kind of do like the opposite almost, maybe just playing around with it and just going through each one. Now, before I started on this, I started to have a little bit of an issue with not only my like measuring up, but also my glue tape. My ATG for some reason was giving me a hard time, so I was already a little frustrated with that. So I just wanted to, you get to the point where you just like want to work on the project. So that's where I was. I knew what I wanted to get done, and I knew I had extra glue. I don't like to use my Tombow glue as much, just because it's a little bit pricey. It doesn't last as long. So I took the picture of Brandon and Stella, and I decided I was going to put a background of 2 different papers from the collection. I chose that green, greenish flower one because I did want the paper to pop a little bit. And so I'm going through and I'm just kind of seeing like what I want to like fussy cut. I really wanted to fussy cut something. I wasn't sure. And then I started to kind of go through all of the ephemera and just kind of see what I can play with there, and see what will look good on the page. So I originally was going to use one of these journaling cards, and this was from the collection. I just cut it up, and I had to go through and figure out what month this picture was taken. So I actually had my old phone and went through and tried to look for it, and I think it ultimately was August, which was kind of funny because I didn't even use the little August calendar. Like, I didn't even use that, so it was kind of pointless for me to do that. But I was playing around and decided that it just wasn't right, wasn't what I wanted. So you will see me kind of go back and forth. I kind of do that off screen, so I do apologize for that, but it just had my phone in there, so I was just messing around with that and trying to figure that out. So once I figure that out, what I want to do, I decided to just go with some ephemera, and you will see later on, I pick this card, and it is called, it's Collective Memories, not that one. There's another one that the small one right there. So I do decide to go with that one. I knew as soon as I saw these that I was like, I have got to use this on this page. Like, I just do. And so the big one, it just wasn't, it was too big, and I really didn't want to cover up all of the fray on the side. So I decided to go with the small one, and I was going to use this little saying, this little tag, but I ultimately just used what I just have right there, that like little tag in the back, just to kind of bring some pink out and pop it up a little bit. I ultimately do cover most of the fraying on that side too, so I could have went with the big one, but I did not. I decided that I was going to go with the small one, and I like it. I like how it turned out. Very, very cute. So there I go with going through the pages, and so you'll see this shell page, and I'm just like, I really want to fussy cut some things out. And so I start fussy cutting out all the shells that I want to use, and I don't know if it comes into frame, but I try to show you guys that I'm fussy cutting, so that way it's not just like a blank video. So I go ahead and I start fussy cutting all of these different types of shells and everything out. So I go with the blue one, and then I think maybe like a pink one or two. So I do that, and then I just keep on going with the fussy cutting. I love fussy cutting. One of my big things is that when I am bored and I don't want to really necessarily craft or make like a page or really bring out my thinking, I take a collection and I just start fussy cutting things out. So then that way it's a little bit easier for me to play with, and I can just have fun and go with it. So I start cutting out all these different shells, even the sand, like I think they're sand dollars. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I cut those out and kind of start layering them around on the like right side of my photo, I guess, and in different colors, because I want to bring out like the different colors. And then I start putting them up in that corner as well, and just a couple. So I just kind of am layering them and cascading them around the photo. I don't necessarily do a visual triangle on this layout, which is fine, but I think it turned out great. It was a little bit of a challenge when I saw that the fringes were not even, and I just thought, you know what, it's my page, I love it. And sometimes you don't have to love a page all the way, or if it is there is a mistake on the page, don't get rid of it. It is something that is truly what you made, so you should be proud of it and make it your own. And that's the fun thing about crafting and scrapbooking, is that everyone's style is different. And I know my style has changed throughout the years. So I definitely have grown to more color. When I first started, I was definitely not into color as much. But then again, Tim Holtz was very, very popular when I first started. And so the grungy, or like the browns and tans and all that were very, very in, even like the dark colors. And now it's, for me, like the pastels and the bright colors, and I love it. It just makes me so much, it just brings so much happiness to like flip through and see all these colorful pages that I had created. So you guys will see I'm still fussy cutting, and I start layering them at the top of the page, which is where I will be adding a couple more. Now I still have some more left of this shell page, which I will continue probably using. I want to try to make a couple more cards on this, but using this collection, but I think I'm getting to the point where I'm almost done with it. I was going to try to bash it and see if I can use it all up like I did my Snow and Cocoa collection. That made me so proud. But I just came to the realization that I am not making like with that collection I made like over 20 cards because it was for Christmas. And this collection I really can't make any. Now the next one that I do have a birthday one. So I will try to maybe make some birthday layouts as well as some birthday cards using that collection. So stay tuned if you do want to see that. Sorry guys, I'm gonna take a drink of water. I swear these voiceovers, they're amazing, but they take my voice out. Like it's almost, I don't know, it's more of a struggle doing this than when you're having the video on. So I think I'm going through some of the embellishments and just kind of seeing what else I want to add. Now I have a whole bunch of shells everywhere, and I know I wanted to add some of these cameras, and so I fussy cut. I was on a fussy cutting like spree during this layout, just doing everything. So I cut out a little green one, and then I cut out like a little blue one and put those two on the layout. And then I believe that I start going through and seeing what I can add to it. And I believe I start adding in these like these little, I think they're just like little acetate, like little clear stickers from the embellishment pack. And then I do also add some chipboard. I thought it was really cool how there's the pack of the acetate. So I do use a lot of those. And then I do add in the birds, which you see over on the corner. It was really interesting because I didn't think I was going to use these birds on any kind of layout. But I think now afterwards, I just love it with the birds on there. It just, and there's no really point to it. Like there's no really story behind the birds, but I just feel like when you're at the beach, you do see some birds. And, you know, it's just, it really went well with what I was going for. And so I do add the title, which is going to be Sunny and Bright, because if you can't see, Estella's face is very like squinchy, because it was very sunny that day and very bright. And I think Brandon's face is, I don't think he's got sunglasses on. So he is squinting, she's squinting. It made it perfect. So this is where I go ahead and I start to kind of take everything apart and start gluing things down. Hopefully, I don't think this is when I have an issue. I do add some foam to the back of the photo because I do want it to pop a little bit more. So I start adding foam to that, and then I just start gluing everything down. I do turn the paper that is attached to that one right there that I'm touching. I do turn that one around because I do want the pink to show. I didn't really want the like top green. So I do that and layer it a little bit more than what originally was on the back. So I'm just gluing everything down. I do start gluing the things down below and just all the shells. I do put a lot of foam tape on some of them, or foam, whatever it is, on the back of some of them. And some of them I put like 2 layers of it on there. So I just kind of went with it. And so then that way they kind of all have a different dimension. And some go a little bit higher than others, and some are just all the way flat. So that way my layout has a little bit more of dimension to it. And I love that because it not only has dimension, but it also has like some texture with the paper flaring out, which is awesome. And let me see. I'm sorry if I'm making weird noises, but I'm just trying to see what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, I just keep on adding stuff to it, making it all pretty, and just kind of playing around with it. You know, I think I have maybe like 2 more photos that we took from the beach from this trip, and I do want to use them. I just think that I might try to use them in another collection, or maybe I'll try to make one more layout using this collection. Just to the point, and let me know down in the comments below if you guys are the same way, where you need to stop and you need to start on another project or work with different colors or just something else. Like, I'm just getting tired of using the same thing over and over, or the same collection over and over again. It's a good idea for using up your stash, but I really do want to start using more of my stash up, and I feel like maybe if I just pull this out every once in a while, whenever I have like a beach photo or something like that. So I start putting some more foam tape on the top ones as well, and kind of gluing everything down. And yeah, I'm just gluing those down all together, kind of making them peek through, and then placing them, adding more foam tape to the back of them. And I do double, like I said, double the tape, or double the foam for the top one as well. And then I put the little camera down, and then I start to glue there's the bird. So I had them perfect before, but then I was like, I think I might have put the cluster up there a little bit too far apart. So I just decided I was going to put some more foam tape on him and just pop dot him up all the way, more than the other the shell. Sorry, I'm like trying to think about what I'm talking about. And then I take the other bird and put that down at the bottom, and then I start to glue. I use hot glue for the thicker, because for some reason, like I said, I think I said this in my other videos, this thicker collection did not stick as well as I thought it was going to. And I don't know if that was because it was on sale or on clearance, but it just wasn't sticking. So I just added some extra adhesive to it and moved the bright over a little bit more. So then that way it was kind of, you could see it, because before I think the top of my photo was kind of covering up the bee. So I went ahead and I added all the elements to the title, and then I'm just kind of getting rid of all of the glue stuff. I do need to like figure something out with that, because I always have the glue pieces left over. And then I decide to do something that I've never done before. And you see I'm really hesitant about doing this because I'm not like a mixed media, but I decided to take a Sharpie and in like a navy blue and just kind of do these lines, because I did want something to kind of outline it. And I was going to cut out another sheet of paper, but I really like how this turned out with it. It looks really cool. It just is really neat. And I just love it. And I'm proud that I did that, because normally I would not do something like that, especially with a Sharpie. So then I'm taking more of those gems. Oh, actually, I think this is when I'm using the acetate pieces of paper. Nope, those are the gems. I'm adding the gems to, they're kind of like a teardrop gem, and I wasn't really sure how to use them, so I kind of made them a little like peeking through the shells, and I kind of want them to look like a little specks of water, so I used those and kind of added those around the shells. And then you see me using the acetate. So I have been trying to use this acetate sheets of paper, or sheet stickers. They're kind of like clear stickers, should I say, a lot with all of my layouts. So I'm like adding a couple of shells peeking through. I think I add a couple of sunglasses. And I know I pick a couple of words through and put them up at the bottom of my picture. So I add those sunglasses, but then I decide I don't think they match because they're not wearing sunglasses. So, and then I go here and I pick out the words. And I'm just trying to use up all of my stuff. And I really do like these words. Like, I want to try to make a layout using just all of those. It would be really cool to use all those. So I'm just putting down some, and then I think I add maybe one more, like an XOXO, something like that, underneath a collective memories. And then I decide I do really like these like little labels that this collection comes with. And I decide that I want to put them behind a piece of paper, because I noticed that when they're clear, you can't really see through them. And for me to put a date on them, I think it would pop a little bit with the piece of the white paper behind it. So I go ahead and I adhere that and put that down underneath. I was debating where I was going to put this at, because there are so many like empty spaces that I just like play around and try to figure out where I want to put it. Like, do I want to put it up there, on the corner, underneath there? I ultimately put it right there. So it goes on that side, and then that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed.